Imagine waking up already behind. Before your feet hits the floor, migraine already hits you. Before your feet already hits the floor, migraine is waiting for you. For many, the culprit isn't last night stress. It is last night's sleep or even last week's hormonal shift. Sleep disturbance is linked to migraine. About 70% of those living with migraine. And for women, hormonal changes make attack even more likely around their period cycle. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why do I always get a migraine just before my period? Or have you asked yourself, why do these migraines show up after a late night, even if I felt fine at that time? Here is the science. Poor sleep increases brain inflammation. And guess what? It lowers your migraine threshold. Now add on hormonal changes like maybe an estrogen dip before your period, and the brain becomes even much more sensitive. That is why consistent bedtime, morning light exposure, magnesium, and cycle tracking can reduce attacks. The truth is, your body thrives and it has a rhythm. When you honor it, loses its grip. Let's say, for example, you dread your monthly meetings at work. You dread it because, like clockwork, migraine hits you maybe around the time before your period starts. That can be really frustrating. When you notice that there is this pattern that every month, your monthly meeting, you just dread it because you tend to have your period kind of around that time. And just before your period starts, you get migraine attacks. If you are tracking and you're intentional in how you track, what happens is that you get to know how to now plan your meetings. Take, for example, a client that had this particular scenario that I'm sharing with you. And what we did was, based on her tracking, her cycle, we said to now work out how to reduce her workload around that time. She started preparing lighter workload around those days, added magnesium to her supplement routine, and started exploring her sleep routine. Doing this for 12 weeks, 3 months, consistently putting all these strategies in place, she went from having 12 attacks to 4. And that is just in 90 days. So continuing it, there's a chance that even it should get to a stage of remission, which is the goal. She told me that she feels like she finally has her life back. And that's what I want for you. If you're somebody that has noticed that at a particular period during the month, you start to notice you're getting the migraine attacks either comes before or during your period time, and it is really affecting your work, consider putting in strategies and steps to help you. It's possible. Start tracking triggers, tracking patterns. Now imagine if this particular client didn't do any of this. You're in a high position at work. and you know that you're always having these monthly meetings. And yet, these monthly meetings, they kind of happen around when you get your period. And voila, before your period, you get migraine attack. Do you know how that can make someone feel? Exhaustion, frustration, embarrassment, even sometimes. Imagine if she hadn't taken the chance to seek my support, start tracking, and then we put a strategy in place. What would have happened? The monthly migraine could end up being chronic. It could go from being episodic. She had about 12 a month, which is kind of episodic. Chronic migraine is when you have 15 or more in a month. It could go from episodic to chronic if she had not nipped it in the bud and find a strategy to help her. She's now having 15 or more migraine attacks a month. That is half a month with migraine attacks. Imagine what that can do to your career, her career growth. Suffered. If you're living your migraine and you're saying it's just a headache, it's going to go, oh, I just have it once in a while and I pop painkillers and push through. It's showing in your work. But people around you are not being honest, telling you the truth as to your performance. And maybe they are, your manager maybe is telling you that, but then you're coming up with stories as to why they are telling you this, rather than you looking at yourself. Your migraine, your headaches, is it just a headache? Tracking the migraine, tracking your symptoms is the first step. And now putting steps in place is the next, which is what this client did. And now rather than going from 12 to 15 or more, and it's very easy to get there, she's held it back a lot. And with her progress, she's going to get to remission. So you can choose to not even bother to do this or track or anything like that. But think about it. Migraine doesn't just affect your career. The whole cascade of things starts to happen. So your health goes down, then your career, and then your finances, relationship, all the things. We don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. And I know you don't want that for yourself. We don't want you to get to a place where your career stalls, your confidence is eroded, your relationship is strained, your finances suffers. That is not a nice place to be. And trust me, I understand. I get it. I know what it is like to be there. And that is why I want to encourage you to do something about it. Stop treating migraine as a mystery. It is not just a headache. I invite you to take the Discover Your Migraine Profile quiz. You will discover hidden patterns behind the pain. So you can finally get answers. And when you get those answers, you can now take action, personalized action. When you take this quiz, you'll get to learn what's driving your symptoms. You identify your top triggers and healing priorities. You get a personalized plan and the best action for you. You also get the next steps that you need to take. So I encourage you to take the quiz and stop guessing. Stop guessing. Start healing. It's free, it's fast, and you know what? It could change your life. What you've been doing hasn't worked. Try something else. Take the Discover Your Migraine quiz Stop stressing and start healing and change your life.